Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to part 2 of Paper Mario 64. I know I call it Paper Mario 64 just because that's what it's normally called. But whatever the case, ladies and gentlemen, we're meeting up with the Goombas that are in the Goomba Village. This is Goombario. Get used to him because you're going to be seeing him a lot through our adventure. And that is Goombaria. And that is Goomba. And these Goombas were the ones that actually saved Mario from, well, pretty much dying out in the wilderness, basically. I definitely gotta give them props to the fact that they definitely went above and beyond the Call of Duty on the not on the SNES, I mean on the N64. Almost said something stupid, yes. They went above and beyond the Call of Duty and pushed this game to the limits. But right now, we have to talk to Goomba because Goomba is the only way we can get through that area, the fence basically. He's fixing the fence right now, and the only reason he's fixing the fence is because of what Bowser did in the last episode. So, with that said, we gotta talk to, Goomba. And, Goomba will tell you that Goomba is basically, outside in the veranda. So, while we're talking about the, fact that we're in this town, I mean, it's gonna be a short stay. I mean, this is the prologue. It's going to teach you how to play the game. And, more importantly, you're gonna have some forced dialogue cutscenes, too. So with that said, we're gonna have to talk to Goomba, and Goomba is gonna go on ahead and tell you about the fence. But whatever the case, we finally got the gate fixed, so all you have to do is just leave the area and go straight into Toad Town, which you also have to go to Star Summit as well. So, before we go, however, Kammy Koopa, yeah, she is definitely a trip and a half. She's definitely a childhood memory. But one thing is for sure, Kammy Koopa is gonna be a detriment, and depending on how things roll in Chapter 4, a good thing in your quest in order to pretty much defeat Bowser. So get used to seeing this this Kamek. She's basically the leader of the Kameks, basically. All the Magic Koopas. I kept calling them Kameks, but Kamek is one distinct one, but she's the leader of the Magic Koopas altogether, and she tends to do things like this. Dropping gigantic blocks on you. Get used to that because that's her MO. If you haven't seen my Paper Mario 1000-Year Door playthrough, yeah, she does do that in the battle. So, with that said, we're gonna have to find a way to get through the fence because Kammy Koopa just broke it. Now we need to get the hammer. So, we just need to head over to Goomba, and Goomba might have the hammer. And at this point in time, you'd think, hey, we could just go over there, talk to Goomba, everything will be all well and good, right? You don't know how Nintendo operates, do you? It's never that easy. In case you're wondering, that just caused a veranda to fall. And you just fall, finding out that there's literally nothing there. By the way, they remade this game for the Switch, in case you're wondering. That's why I have the borders the way I do. I mean, you may barely see them. On one side it says Army Man Plays, on the other side is the Paper Mario logo. So with that said, we've ran into Goomba, who's trying to find his hammer, and unfortunately, the game decides to start, dropping frame rates. Sorry, that tends to happen. I hope that we can actually go through this without this game completely shitting the bed in the frame rates. I'm using like the 3.0 version of this, of this emulator, so hopefully I'll be able to go through the entirety of the game. But I have already beaten this game at least 7 times, so I'm well aware of some things, but not all the star pieces, because I gotten as many of the star pieces as I could, just for basically things like Flower Saver and things like that. Now, there are exclamation points in the bushes, and you need to shake out these bushes in order to get some coins. And it's best you save as well, because there is a boss battle immediately after this. Oh, and in case you're wondering, this is what the bush is. Now that we got the hammer, now we can leave. But before we do that, you can actually swack trees, and they'll probably drop some things, like coins, or even food. You could swack, boxes, and they normally have either coins in them, or you can just break them to get them out of your way. Or you can smack a tree to get a doll. So basically, at least you'll do more here than what you would with Sticker Star. But yeah, I know, I'm ragging on Sticker Star, and I swear that's the last time I'll do that. Even though the game kinda deserves it. So with that said, let's move a little bit forward. Unfortunately for us, like I said, we have a boss battle. And Goomba just got trounced. And this is Junior Troopa. For those who don't know about this little turd, he is tenacious. Very, very tenacious. But Junior Troopa, how should I put this? He's basically gonna be like the Team Rocket of the entirety of the game. And get used to seeing him, because while you see him now, he's gonna get stronger and stronger with every iteration, save for one. And we'll cross that bridge when we get there, but for now, the only thing we gotta worry about is putting the screws to this guy. I mean, we can't really defend like talking about it because we don't have the ability to use time hits yet. And you'll see him visibly getting exhausted, or actually not really, but he's on his last stand. And by the way, we don't have any healing items yet. Uh-oh. That sound right there can mean one of two things. Either it could mean terror, or it could mean you pretty much wrecked the boss's shit, depending on the badges you have. Let me just go on ahead and also talk about a few things. First of all, those star pieces we got, those star points. You get 100, you get a level. Obviously, just like with Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. And Super Paper Mario. Also, when it comes down to the danger stats, which is what I was trying to say, that danger sound can be a blessing if you have a bunch of badges that basically allows you to up your evasion and up your power, which is basically Power Rush and also Lucky Lucky. And with those badges, Mario would probably be a nigh unstoppable killing machine. I did not mean to actually trigger a normal battle, I was trying to jump on the Goomba to actually take away its 2 health. But for now, I'm not going to be able to show off any tattlings just yet. I'm going to do that because, well, a certain someone's going to join our party later. We need to go around and get to that. But for now, use your hammer. Do not jump on the spikes, because there are Goombas with spikes on top of them. Until you get a certain badge for them, which is the spike shield, you're pretty much gonna get 2 or 1 damage actually every time you jump on an enemy with spikes. And that can be rather annoying. Sadly, you won't be able to deal with that until chapter 3 or 4. It was probably 3 that there's there, or maybe 4. No, I remember now. I think it's late in the game that you get something like Spike Shield. Whatever the case, we're gonna have to jump on these Goombas, the Paragoombas. And unfortunately, we can't really block like talking about it, because we don't have that option to do that yet. And while Goomba is there, he doesn't really do anything because he's the tutorial. And of course, we got ourselves 6 star points so far. And we got an item too. That will come in handy later on. Hey, pass me. Go back. There we go. Aw, oh, damn, I thought I'd hit him. Normally I could clip through and hit him, but I just didn't this time around. And no, I'm not going to show off every single battle. We are going to move the plot along. In fact, we're almost out of this area. We just need to get that star piece. And the reason why we need to get the star piece, because the star piece is basically going to be our ticket to get some really powerful badges. And I do believe somebody sells them. I'm trying to remember where. I think it's a Toad Town this time. It's not going to be Rogueport like in the last game. No, not the last game. In the future game. And I think Paper Mario the 1,000-Year Door is the last game that has star pieces. Because after that... Oh, by the way, this is where you get a Fire Flower. Definitely going to be needed for later. Well, as I said, 1,000-Year Door is the last place that gets star pieces, because Super Paper Mario do not have them. So on that note, we at least managed to knock off a couple of Goombas on the way out. You just gotta be careful not to get jumped or inadvertently get attacked. Now, some of these enemies will try to attack you from a far distance, and that will definitely suck if you get hit. Some of them won't, and some of them are just going to be docile and not do anything unless you actually trigger them. Anti-guy, I'm looking at you. Anyway, let's get out of here. This is where we need to go, and this is how we're going to get out of here. So, with that said, we can now go back through that area just so we could grind and get a little bit stronger so that we can head to the next destination without any problems. However, there is going to be some stoppage here, primarily because of the fact that Goomba is actually going to show us how to use... Well, Goomba, sorry, is going to show us how to use some badges. If anything, Goombario is going to... Oh, by the way, this is a but thou must. You have to give the dolly back to Goombaria, and she will give you a star piece. And that's 2 star pieces out of the many. I think there's 50 of them. And that's the first lady to kiss Mario. And Now, it's going to be one of many. Promise you that. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we now have 2 star pieces. We now have a hammer, so we can get out of this area. And soon we'll have the power jump badge, which, by the way, is going to help you out come the later area of the next part. Because, see, here's the thing. At the end of the trail leading up to Toad Town is going to be a boss battle. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. It's going to be a boss battle, and it's going to be pretty tough without power jump. So on that note, you're shown how to put on the badges. I should say no, but this is a but thou must also. So basically, you are given 3 badge points at the start upon receiving the power jump. Each badge you put on Mario will be a badge point. Some of them will take 1, some of them will take 3, some of them will even take 7. Point of the matter is, if you have the badge points, you can put them on, and more importantly, they have some badges that are really good that will reduce the amount of flower points you use to activate certain badge attacks, like for instance, the power jump. God forbid, since power jump is only 1 FP, I think, or is it 2? It's 2. 2 flower savers, you're pretty much playing that for free. And yeah, some of these badges actually stack. Like, for instance, power jump will stack, and the more... I think power jump will stack. I don't know if there's another one. But I do know the flame hammer will stack. And also, so will the piercing blow stack as well. We also got Goombario as well. Goombario is our tattler, and he's going to show off the stats of some of the enemies. And yeah, that's actually a collectible thing. You don't have to do it, but it's more like a collectible thing where you're just collecting tattles everywhere you go. I mean, they don't give you anything in the N64 version, but I do believe they probably did something in the Switch. I don't remember, because I only heard about that part. I didn't actually play the Switch version of Paper Mario 64. And I didn't hear about Thousand Year Door doing anything either, so I'm not sure about that, because I haven't played the Thousand Year Door remake. Somebody let me know. I want to play it, because from what I understand, I do know, and this is probably around YouTube, they went there and cut the traveling time for Duplus's castle by an excruciatingly long amount, an excruciating small amount, sorry. So I had to equip the power jump, by the way. That's why the game froze, because it went to the Steam menu again. So with that said, let's break that block. And now, all we need to do is, you know what? I was trying to show off Tattle. And unfortunately, my controller is not set to the right configuration. So I'll have that fixed in the next part of Paper Mario, the wrong one. Paper Mario 64. God damn it, I almost said the wrong thing anyway. This is RVMan985. Peace out and take care. And I'll see you in part 3.